Have you ever seen one thing out of like a part of something, and because of that one thing, you wanted to get it? Well, that's exactly what happened with this stamp set. Half a day, everyone. This is Becky Toas with Crafty Chamarita. First of all, thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad that you're watching me, whether it's live or on the replay. And second of all, I am grateful that my technology worked today because last week I had problems with it after, taking a 2 week break uh, from being sick. So it's like I forgot how to do everything. But today everything worked. I crossed my fingers and it happened. Yay for me. So the one thing that I liked in this stamp set, I'll show you when I focus on it. But I'm hoping that I give you inspiration to not only try this stamp set, but to play around with it and make whatever cards that you want, because you're going to see that it is such a versatile stamp set and you can make so many things with it, whether you're using the stamps or the dies or a combination of the two. All right, so let me go ahead and change my workspace. Oops, I forgot. Um, I put something here to show you. Oh, wait. I put it in the wrong place. That's why I couldn't find it. So let me tell you about this first before I go on to talk to you about the stamp set. So I've already announced this, but I'll go ahead and repeat it because we're almost done with July. So bonus days is going on for the month of July. So it'll end on the last day of the month, which is July 31st. And for every $5 that you spend, you'll get a coupon emailed to you. And those coupons can be redeemed in August. So you can, if you make multiple orders, you can collect the emails, and and the coupons and use them all at one time. So you can get a lot. So hopefully some of you took advantage of the free shipping that we had a couple of days ago. I mean, talk about bang for your buck, because we had free shipping, we had discounts on paper pumpkin, and it was just great. So you really, and with the bonus days, I think I did a calculation where if you spent $150, you would get $46 or $48 in value. I can't remember which one. Terrible at remembering numbers. So anyways, even if you didn't get a chance to take advantage of that great promotion, there's going to be other promotions. So stay tuned to my Facebook page, my Instagram page. And if you are not currently receiving my emails and you'd like to, send me a message with your email address and I'll add you to the email group that I send out. I send out a monthly letter on the first day of the month, and it kind of highlights everything that's going to be going on. All right, so let me go ahead and move this out of the way, and I'll show you the stamp set that I'm going to be focusing on today. It's called Round We Go. It is a bundle, so it comes with the stamp set and the die. You can also find it on page 63 of the catalog. I just realized it kind of looks busy with everything here, so I'll move that out of the way. And the stamp set looks like this. So you guys know that I put my stamps on one side and then I put the dies on the other. So it helps me to know that they go together and to use them together. All right. So let's go ahead and move this around. And then, well, actually, you know what? Okay, it was page 63. I shouldn't have closed it because I wanted to show you what was that one thing that I saw that made me want to get the stamp set. And it's these rosettes. I love how they look, and I love how pretty they pretty up a card. So that's what I'm going to be showing you today, is how to do the rosette. So I did some trial and error, and then I said, you know what, there's got to be a better way of doing this. So before I do the rosette, I'm going to show you a trick that I picked up from a demonstrator. Her name is Donna Gray, and she picked it up from a French demonstrator. I can't remember her name. So I just want to make sure I give them credit, because I was struggling when I was making the rosettes. And I said, there's got to be an easier way to do this. And there is. So I'm going to put this here. You know what? Let me put my round little circle there. I'm just trying to block the glare. If you're wondering why I have that round circle, the glare from the light above. So it looked kind of weird there, but bear with me. All right. So the first thing that I did was I cut a piece of 4¼ by 4¼ square. And now I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch. I forgot to get my score. Hang on a second. Thank goodness everything is within arm's reach. So I'm going to score it at a 1/2 inch all the way across. So this is the 1/2 inch. And we're going to make a box. And the reason why this makes it easier is because the box will retain the shape or hold the shape of the rosette. Because once you start trying to put it all together, it can be a little bit difficult to assemble it. So this will help in that process. All right, so I've got my pieces ready to go. And now I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut it here and cut it here and here and here. So if you notice, I'm cutting a piece, because this folds, right? I'm cutting a slit on all the corners. And then I'm just going to kind of go back and I'm going to miter it a little bit because this helps with the assembling. So when I say miter, I'm just going to cut it off like that so that it's not going to be flushed. And trust me, it'll make assembly go so much easier. Okay, let me get those pieces out of the way. And let's fold it. Get those creases nice and pressed because we're going to be bending pieces here. So normally when you make a box, you are going to put the pieces on the inside so that they don't show, right? That's normally how you make a box. However, because we're going to be using the inside of the box, we're going to put the attachment on the outside. That way it doesn't get caught in the pieces that we're going to use for the rosette. So the best thing to do, to use for this is to use your Stampin' Seal Plus. So I'm just going to put a piece here and then fold it together. And I'm going to do that for all 4 corners. I know it sounds kind of weird, right? But you'll see when we make the rosettes why this is so much easier. How this is so much easier to make the rosettes. Okay, and one more. And that should do it. It should hold tight. Okay. So we've got a box. We're going to put our rosettes in there. And then I also cut out a piece of window paper. This is like one of my scrap papers. You can tell because it's got gunk on it. And this is a little bit less than 3¼ And we're going to put it inside here. And the reason for that is because we're going to be using glue. And we don't want the glue to get on the box and stick. And then it's going to damage the rosette. So that's why we put the plastic there. So in case there's any stray glue, it won't tear your rosette. Okay? All right. So we've got that ready to go. I'll put that on the side. And now I'm going to get my pieces. So to make the rosette, you need 3 of these die cut pieces. When I first started doing it, I was using 2, and I was like, how come it's like not sticking together? How come it feels like, there's so much effort to try to get it together? And that's because I really should have been using 3 pieces. So I die cut it in advance and I went ahead and I folded it. You guys can't see this. I don't know if I make it go up close, but there are score lines here. So that's going to make the folding a lot easier. And when you die cut it, you notice that one part is going to be flat and then another part looks like it narrows a little bit. It does make a difference because when you're going to attach it, you're going to attach it to this part. This is where you're going to put the tear and tape. So I'll show you how to do that. So that's why I left one of them unfolded. So I'm just going to fold it like so. Make sure that you get the folds nice and tight. If you guys are watching, I'd love for you to make a comment so I know who's here, because I can't see who's watching. I just know how many people are watching, but I don't know who you know who's out there. So leave your name, drop a comment. Tell me how you're doing today. We had, if you're on Guam, we had Liberation Day last weekend. It was Liberation Day weekend, so it was a 3-day holiday. Did you guys do anything special, during that weekend? I'm just amazed that we still have people who helped to liberate Guam back in the 40s and they're still alive. I mean, granted, they're pretty old, they're like in their 90s and hundreds, but they're still alive. And we had one such gentleman come to Guam and he acted as the Grand Marshal. So that was pretty cool. All right, so now we've got all our pieces here, and now we're going to take the tear and tape, right? So you take the tear and tape, and we're going to put it on the part that is narrowed. So you'll see when I show you my sample, I'll show you my mistake that I made, because what's going to happen is you're going to take the piece that is narrowed, and you're going to tuck it under the other part, the other rosette, so that way it'll stick together. So I didn't do that in one of my pieces, and you can see it. It's obvious to me. It may not be obvious to you, but it's obvious to me. So it's easier to put the tear and tape on before you start. But because I wanted to save time and fold it some of it, so you don't have to watch me fold all three. I'm doing it after the fact. So if you're wondering how to fold it, I didn't explain that to you. So I start on the long side like this, and I just fold it down. Okay. I don't think it really matters because in the end it's going to come together anyway, but it just helps me to stay on track and to know what to do. Okay, and here's the third piece that I'm going to put together. So mine went over a little bit, but that's okay because I'm just going to tuck that piece in. All right, so let's start with this piece here, and make sure when you take off the tear and tape, you just take off the back. You don't take off the tape. And be careful so that you don't tear your paper. Okay, I'm going to start to assemble it, so I'm just going to take this and I'm going to stick it under. And you can tell that it flush because it won't move anymore. Okay, all right. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing for this. I'm going to remove the backing. And I'm trying to remember, is this the one with extra? No, the other one is. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put it up against each other until it's flushed, until it can't move. Give it a good fold there. Here, this is the one with the extra piece. I'm going to take the backing off of this. And see that extra piece that's hanging out? I'm just going to fold it in. And I'm going to turn this around. And connect it. Now you might think, okay, how are we going to get a rosette out of this? It's simple. It just folds down. Now, see, this is where I was having a hard time because it's like, oh man, how do I keep the shape? It's so big and it's popping up. And so that's when I said, okay, there's got to be an easier way to do it. So what I learned is, this is where the box comes into play. I went ahead and I die cut these two pieces that come as part of the set. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue on the part that's not going to show. And then I'm just going to put it in the middle like this. I'm going to fold this in. This is the tricky part. Okay. I swear, you guys, this does work. It may involve a little bit of manipulation. So I'm trying to fold it in so that I'm working with a little bit less space. And it's not going to go crazy on me. And okay. I think it's easier if I do it one part at a time. Oh no, okay, now I sound like I'm stupid, right? I swear this does work. When I did it, it worked. Okay, let's try this again. And I'm going to put a little bit more glue towards the end too. Okay, it's like, why was it easy before and now it's giving me trouble? Okay, there you go. So hold it. That's the trick. See what I'm doing? And let me get my fingers out of there so I can pick it up. Try to hold it so when you put it down, it's a little bit more shaped. See, it's so pretty, but you can see it's a little bit of a manipulation to get it to be in the shape of the rosette. Now you see why the box is helpful, right? There. The box helps to form it and keep it in shape. Okay? Yay! That was a little bit of an effort. Okay? Okay. And then what you can do is just put a block on top so that it doesn't move. Okay? And I like to kill two birds with one stone. So I'm also going to put the top piece on. So I know that this is going to be the outside. And I'm going to generously, I'm a little bit tongue-tied here, generously put my Tombow glue. And it's just going to go in the middle. This is Lemon Lime Lolly. And the reason I'm using that color is because that's the base of my card. So I'm going to put this aside so that it can dry, and then I can work on the rest of my card. All right, so let me grab the pieces here. So my base is going to be the Lemon Lime Lolly, and then this is a piece from the beautiful, it's the same one that I'm using for that. It's the Bright and Beautiful. Really nice, happy, bright colors, right? And I'm going to confess to you guys, I have an idea of what I want to create, but I haven't made this card before. So I'm just going to cross my fingers that everything works out, right? Isn't that fun? Right? I don't know if you guys have ever tried doing that live. I have for some parts, but I've never done it when I haven't done an entire card and I'm winging it live. So I hope that everything works out. All right. So I think what I'm going to do, first of all, is I'm going to start with the stamp because I wanted to show you how easy it is to stamp. And you know me, when I'm dealing with photopolymer, I always tend to mess up, right? So I'm going to put my sponge here, okay? And what did I do with my stamp? It was just here. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm going to use this stamp here, and then I'm going to use Berry Burst. The great thing about using this kind of paper is that you have your options, so many options of different colors, right? So let's put this on the side here. So I'm just going to stamp this like this. And then I'm going to move it slightly so that I get a little bit of a shadow. Oh, it doesn't really show, right? Okay, let's try that again. And I'll stamp off. And let me turn this around. Maybe if I change the angle. There. Oh, it's okay. Third time's the charm. I think what I'm thinking is where I'm stamping is actually, let me just double check. Oh yeah. So I need to make those parts go there. There, that's better. Okay, at least you could see it here. I have a feeling some of that's going to be covered, so it's okay. But that's one way that you can stamp it. It's just kind of turn it around slightly, okay? And then I used the die cut. There's two different die cuts that come in this stamp. You get the one like this, and then the one that's rounded, and it looks like that, okay? But I'm going to use the pointed one, just because I like it. I'm gravitating towards that one versus the other one. And this is kind of the same as this pattern here, right? Okay, so put that on the side. This was the die. I don't know if I showed you. This was the die that I used to make the little circle. Okay, and then to put this together, I'm just going to put some glue here in the middle. And then I'm just going to lay this down. I hope that's still in the camera. I want it to alternate, so there. All right, that'll work. Okay, and then I'm going to put it there. All right, so let me go ahead and stamp my sentiment. I did have the piece here. I'm not sure if this is it, but if no, it's not. I'm gonna have to cut it when I'm done. Okay. So I'm going to stamp the sentiment, and I'm going to use Azure Afternoon, which is one of the coordinating colors. I'm not sure if this is going to fit because I didn't try playing it around with this, so I'm not sure. Okay, let me try stamping without the sponge. I mean the pad. Sponge pad. Okay, that looks like it worked, right? Turned out. Okay. And if it doesn't fit, then I'll just cut between the words. So we'll see. We'll see what the plan is going to be. All right, so let's go ahead and assemble it. It should be dry by now. Let's take the rosette out. See, it's sticking a little bit. So it means I got excess glue, but it's no problem because when I lift it off, it's not going to stick to the plastic. So I'll put that here. And then, maybe I'll do it like this. Yeah, right? Yeah, that looks better. Okay. Oh, my circle is not quite in the middle, but it's okay. All right. So now I'm going to glue this down, and the best way to do it is because remember, not all of the surfaces are touching. So I'm just going to put glue on the folds. That way I know that at the peaks, I know that there's coverage. Because if I just put it all like this, I'm going to end up putting glue in areas that are not going to touch. So it's going to be a waste. And you don't have to do it with all of the peaks. Just do enough that it'll adhere to the card. Okay. Oh, before I do that, I need to put this down. Let me do this real quick. You can also use dimensionals. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put glue on some of the pieces here so it'll stick. That goes down here. This goes down here. I'm going to hold it down for a second just to make sure that it does stick to the surface. Sorry. And my hip hip hooray will fit, right? I don't have to cut it. Where can I put it? I was going to make this a landscape card, but it looks like I need the space here. So I'll probably have to do a portrait, which is okay. Let's get the glue. and I'll put it down on my base. And then what I like to do, I think you guys have seen me do it, is when I want to make sure that I get the glue spread out, I just turn it around. Plus this helps to push the rosette in place. Okay. And there you go. Okay, and all it's missing now is the sentiment. So let me grab some of my dimensionals. I'm going to use the small one here because the sentiment is, the strip is not very big. And I could do a backing, but I'm not going to because you know, I think the white makes it stand out enough. And let's put it down here. Now I didn't notice earlier, but I have some stray strips of paper. I think I cut it and I cut it too close to a line. I think I want it to trim it down. Okay, so I'm just going to scrape that off. Okay. And then you can put whatever embellishments you want. Let me see. Oh, and you can also put a circle down here because this is empty. I forgot to do that. I should have stamped that, but I didn't. So let me try to hide it with an embellishment. Okay. Do I have anything bigger? Sorry, you guys. I should have thought about that. Okay. Okay, I have bigger ones, but they don't match the color. So I'm just going to stick this in here. And the colors don't have to match exactly. You can just wing it. And I'll put one there, and then I'll put another one in the middle. Then you'd never know that there was a mistake there, right? I forgot to put an embellishment. The circle. Oh, well. Okay. All right, so that is our finished card. What do you think? Hip, hip, hooray. Oh, you know what I did, you guys? I wasn't paying attention, and guess what? I did it the wrong way. Very good. So you know what I'm going to end up having to do is I'll just cut this off and put it on another base. That wasn't very smart of me, right? I was too concerned with making sure that the sentiment could fit. But oh wow. Okay, so let me show you the other card that I made that's similar to this design. I'll move this here. And this one, I think it was the Thoughtful Journey paper. Very pretty, right? See, it's the same design, same rosette, but the color of the paper really just changes the whole look. Okay, and I made happiest birthday here. Okay, here's another one. This one I tried to keep it simple. So this was simple stamping with the exception of doing the dies. And then I just added some pretty peacock ribbon because I used pretty peacock paper. So this is Berry Burst Lemon Lime Lolly. These two colors are always getting mixed up. This is Lemon Lolly, Lemon Lime something. Okay. And then here's another one. Here I use the In Colors. And this is the In Color Designer Series paper. And this one is from Abundant Beauty. The Abundant Beauty. And then I die cut the solid color. And I used some of the glimmer paper on the back. And then I included a ribbon. Peach. This is Peach Pie. Okay. And then this one, I wanted to play around with the different colors. So here I use Lost Lagoon and Black. And the stamp set comes from my small business. So I always tell people when they come to make cards, whether it's at my class or whatever, make the kinds of cards that you need, right? And I definitely need cards to thank people for the support that they've been giving me. So this is a card that I know I'm going to send to a friend who's just been so supportive of everything that I've been doing. So your support deserves a big thank you. And I used the silver on it, and then you could see the different layers, and then I embossed the silver. Really pretty, right? I think it looks so much nicer in person than it does when you see it um, on the internet, right? That's usually the case. And then my last card, I thought, these will make perfect flower petals. So I went and I looked for what do I have that's a stem. So this is retired. This is the one that came from the art gallery. So sorry, you guys, but you might be able to find something in your stash that has a stem. There is a current stamp set available right now that does have a stem. I didn't have it. I don't have it, so I made do with what I had. And then I used the Thoughtful Journey paper here, and I raised it up on, sorry, excuse me. I raised it up on dimensional. So, and then I use my blending brushes to add a little bit of color in the back. And this one is thanks for your order. So this is definitely going to go to a customer who placed an order, right? So I hope that you enjoyed the cards. I'll be posting these cards up so that you could see it. But before I go, I just wanted to remind everyone, because I've been remiss in not telling you about this promotion that I've been running for months. So with every $50 order that you spend with me, you'll get an entry form to try to win a Samsung S24 phone. So this phone is valued at $1,000, right? So with every $50 increment, you'll earn an entry form. So if you're interested in that, place an order. And bonus days is still going on to the end of July. So it's a perfect time because you spend more money. You spend money, but you get money back. And if you put in a $150 order, you get $15 in reward. So all of that adds value to the order that you're going to be putting in. I hope. Right. Okay, that's it for today. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. And until next week, I'll see you. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.